are going to work on a 2-strand bracelet to match our necklace we made yesterday with beads we received as a gift from Brandy Michelle Designs. Now, if you don't know Brandy Michelle Designs, she just put up a new video, so that would be good to hop over to her channel and check that out if that's something you might be interested in doing. So anyway, we're going to make a 2-strand bracelet to match this necklace, and maybe even we'll make some earrings as well. We'll see. Hey, Gina. So anyway, I just got my new stove put in. So, hey, we have a stove again. So that's nice. Hi, Sid. And I was hoping that they would be done before we had to start today. And luckily they are. Hey, Beth, how's it going? So we're going to make this bracelet. I'm going to try and not be overly long today. I need to call my mom and argue with her about something. Because I know it will be a slight argument. Anyway, so we're going to turn down. We're going to, like I say, we're going to make a 2-strand bracelet to match our necklace here. And how we're going to do that is we're going to make 1 strand. We're going to do it like this. So the strands are off-centered to each other, and they will match our necklace quite nicely that way. So, hey, Donna. So let's turn down here and we will get started on our bracelet. Come on, baby, turn. There we go. So there's our mat. Let's pull it up just a hair. That was just a hair, but it might even be too small of a hair. Too big. We'll leave it. Okay. So now, yeah, that's not bad. So what we need to do is I unseparated my beads here because I was thinking I wanted to put them away, but we're going to need at least probably 5 or 6 of these. And we'll just pour them all out. And double the amount of these since they're going on either side. We don't need all of them, so I'm not going to worry. We're going to use this bracelet finding. It's a 2-strand slider. Clasp, it just pulls apart like so. I like these because if you can get when you're putting your bracelet on, if you can get your 2 ends close to each other, then all you got to do is push and they go together. So this is our clasp. We'll need some of our chips. So we'll just pour out a little pile of those. We'll need some of our seed beads. Tiny little seed beads. And we'll need some spacers. Maybe a few more. Then I have got, again, our Butterscotch Imperial Topaz Softlex. This is a medium. And we're just going to go right on the strand for right now. So we'll pull out some. Hey, Tina. Hi, Cynthia. You must have been tired, Gina, if you fell asleep. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with right here and go up to this side, and we'll see how much more we need. So this would be the middle one strand if that's enough. So we're going to start with our now we want two of our daisy spacers here. Oh, come on, you guys. Stack up. That's good, babies. And then 5 seed beads. What are we sure of nothing, honey?
There's a locking control on the door so the oven door doesn't come open.
Oh, cool. We got our new stove. My husband is checking out all of the features. It's nice to have a stove back again. The oven in the older one still worked, but I think we only had one burner left that was any good, so it was not doing the best. Let's see, what do we want here? We'll go for this littler one. Okay, now I know that this is probably going to be too short for our bracelet, but let's see what it is. Oh yeah, it's definitely too short, only 4 inches. So we need at least a couple more inches. So let's do another rotation of our pattern here. And we'll probably want to do it on both sides. So I'm going to do the one on this side. Oops, we need one more. And then we will cut our wires loose and start the other strand. See how we have to do here. Come on, you. I just need one of you. There we go. Nope, fell off. Hey, Georgina. How's things going, hun? Now, rather than put the little seed beads on right here, I'm going to move this up. And I'm going to leave a bit of line here so that I have plenty if I need it. We're going to bring this one down here, and we'll cut our line off. Let's see, we probably don't need more than like 9 or 10 inches. So let's cut it about here. And actually we can move this stuff over some more again, because now I need to put this bit here on this other end. So we need the other, and then 5 seed beads, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bing. Oh, he fell off. Go get back here. 1, 2, and then the jasper. And 2 spacers. Now we're going to measure it again. So there is, and it's a little over 6 now. Just a little bit, about 6 1/8. Now I could put the seed beads on here and we'd probably hit our 7, maybe even a little bit. But we do have to remember that we're going to put on our clasp, which is going to add a little bit. Let's just hold this here for a second. Oh, you guys can't see the ruler. Let's move it up so you can see where we're looking at. And then we'll, if we put our clasp on, which I generally put in with jump rings, so it's going to be a little bigger because of that. So we're going to have our little soft flex loop, then our jump ring, then we'll have a jump ring on the other side as well. But I do need to see how much space our beads are taking up as far as the circumference is concerned. So let's get our bracelet mandrel out. Lizard, you're in the way. And we will take it and pull it around here and see what we're sitting at. See, now if we get to 7, see, we need a little bit more to get to 7. Because that's 7 right here, and we got quite a bit of gap back here. So even if we put our piece in here, we're gonna still need something. So I think we'll have to put the seed beads on. Of course, the line will not go through the seed beads again, so we will have to trim it right at the seed beads if that's where we end up at. So let's put the seed beads on. And our little spacers on this side. And we'll now let's see where we're sitting at. Now, we don't need a lot more space in here, but I think we do need something. So what I'm going to do, come here you, is I'm going to just put one of these beads on either side. Now see, it's telling me it's 7.5 now, but of course when we wrap around, it's not saying that anymore. So if we put it on our 7, which is right here, and wrap around that line, our crimps are, oops, come on baby, go over there, close to touching. I think this is where we want it to be at, this length right here. So now what we need to do is get another piece of line, and we're going to start the second strand, but we're going to start it with one of these pieces, and then work this direction. So let's get, I'm just going to get this about the same length. And we'll get a bead stopper for one side. And we'll start beading. Like I say, since this is going to be, this pattern will be the middle of this next strand, we're going to start with that pattern. Come on. That's strange. So now this is going to go like this. Now, obviously, we're going to need to get some more spacers out. But this is going to sit, well, probably more like here. And if one ends up being just a titch longer than the other one, that's fine. That just means they'll bow out from each other just a little bit, and that will keep them from banging into each other so much. So it's not a problem if that happens. Let's see, which ones do we want to use? Oh, come here, you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're red jasper. They were a gift to me from Brandy Michelle Designs. So I'm not, 100% positive of that, but I'm pretty sure they look like red jasper to me. Well, look at this one right here. It's already got 5 altogether. Makes life simple. I just have to push it on. Right here. Now, as you can see, we're right here, and we will need to put on the little seed beads. Now let's see if these are about the same length. This one is still a little shorter because it would be right here. And so we about 2 beads short again. So that would mean it's red jasper time on this one. So we'll try and find 2 that are about the similar size. Over there you go. And now they're about the same. So there's our bracelet pieces. Darn seed beads. Yeah. So anyway, now if I were to put this on my own arm, we'll come around pretty close. So now we need to get some crimps, and we're going to crimp little loops on each side of the beads here. So we are done with this stuff. So we're gonna get those put away so they're not in our way here. Now, I had someone once tell me that when I put things away, it's a little bit irritating to them. But to me, it's a necessity. If I don't pick them up, I'll have them all over the floor. Now, if I do decide to make earrings, I will need to get some of this stuff back out, but we'll see how much time we have. So we need 4 cramp tubes. And we need our crimping pliers. I use the magical crimper. It's got a divot in the middle. So just grab one of these, put a crimp tube on. Now the magical crimper will only take a 2x2 crimp. Now I'm perfectly aware that these will not go through the seed beads, our line. So I'm just going to push it up to about where I want it on our regular line here. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to put that crimp right in the middle of that divot and then squeeze softly and turn it, put it back in the divot again and with it sideways to where it was before, and squeeze again. And then we'll just keep turning it a few times, squeezing to make sure it's good. It is. And now I'm going to cut this little extra bit off because it's not going to go into a seed bead, so we don't want it there. So now let's slide all of these beads over to this side. And then we'll crimp this side. Now when we do the other side, the only thing these crimp, well, I guess we do have our red jasper there. We'll see if these will crimp into the red jasper. They may not. They may do though. So want to okay. So we do have it through here. Bring it up here. Now we need to pull this all down to our seed beads and then get this pulled again. Come on, you. Push it down again. See, we do have this gap here. We want it down pretty close to that. Then we push our crimp, pull it again. As you can see, we got that gap came back again, so we need to push it down there again and pull. Okay, I think I'm about happy with it right now, so I'm going to push this bead down so I can get enough gap to get my crimpers in here. It goes in it goes into the divot and squish. Turn, squish, turn, squish, turn, squish, and push, and it's tight. And now we're going to have to clip this extra line right as it comes out of our spacers. So now this line is ready to be attached with just a couple of small jump rings to our, oh, we have a seed bead laying here. So now we just have to crimp this other side. Hi, Chris. And then we will hook it to our bracelet finding and we'll be done. And we'll see how long it ended up being. So now we're going to see if we can go through the red jasper another time. Looks like it may. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yep, there we go. And it wants to come out here, right here, beside our crimp, our spacers, and that's fine. Let's bring her down just a little bit more here. Pull up. And then push this down a little bit so that we have the space to get our crimping pliers in there. And put it in a divot and push. Turn, push. Now, one thing I just tell people is just keep turning and pushing down until there's no more give, which is now. See how it just went straight across there? So now let's cut our extra wire off here. And push this up. We'll just keep pushing it up over here till we get over here to this side. Take this one off. Now, if you guys don't use bead stoppers, I really, really encourage you to use them. It really helps if you drop it or something. If there's a bead stopper on it, you don't have to worry about your beads falling off and going everywhere. So just some little encouragement. I love my bead stoppers. I got these from Softflex. These are the regular size. They do have a mini size too, but the mini size doesn't hold as well as the big ones do. Let's see if I have a mini one in here to show you, though. I think I do, but I'm not positive of that. I'm not seeing one. So anyway, we're going to pull this side up. Then we have to push down so we can get it the rest of the way up. Push down again. Just a little bit more, I think. Yeah, that looks good. So now, because I got that red jasper there, it's a little bit uneven. I got to push it down some so I can get my crimp tube in my crimpers. Crimp those and just turn, turn, turn. There we go. Give it a tug. It seems to be doing just dandy. And now we want to cut this extra wire off here. And I just went and put those on the rack and they fell right back off the rack. Silly things. Okay, now there's our two bead strands. They are slightly different size, like I said. See, this one's a little bit longer than this other one, just a tad. And that's fine because when you push them, when you're hooked together, then it will push out just a hair's breadth, and that will keep them from banging so much together. So now we need to get some Tinky Tots. We have silver Tinky Tots here. Now, if you don't like using this kind of a piece and you want to use a toggle, you can hook both of the links into a toggle, or what you can do is make them a little bit shorter and hook them to a ring, a small ring, and then hook that to the toggle, and that works too. But I prefer this double piece here. Hey, Tina. Oh, you rejoined. That's good. Glad to see you. Now, Tina has just joined my membership. She has been a member before, if I recall right, and she's just rejoined. Um, if you wish to be, um, yes, you, Tina. If you wish to be a member and you're not, there is a link in the description of this video for becoming a member, and it's $4.99 a month, and you'll get a members only live, which actually is this afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then you'll also get, if I have a recorded video, you get those earlier than everybody else. Of course, the recorded videos will go to other people, or the public, but you get them first. So say I record something today and it's not going to go up until Saturday for the public, you would get it whenever I finish editing it, which could be tonight or tomorrow sometimes, but you'd still be early. And sometimes, every once in a while, I don't do it very often, I will admit, I do also do a members only video just for the members. Okay, now we just have to hook to the other side. So what we need to do is we're going to lay this down like this. And we're going to take this one. Open it up. And we're going to grab our bracelet piece here. And we're going to bring this up and over so it's going to the right one here, like so. Close it. Now we want to do the same thing with the other one. Now these are what I got the name from Randy. She always calls these Tinky Tots, these little jump rings, and that's because they're the smaller size, 4mm and smaller. I try to use these where I can so that we don't have a big bunch of jump ring in the middle. So there is our bracelet all finished. Let's put it on the sizer. See how long it actually ended up being. Oh, now see, it's 7 1/4. Our smallest one just goes to 7 1/4, though the other one goes to 7 1/2. Well, I think it's 7 1/2 actually. So we could have got away without these on the ends, but that's fine. It's great. So there we go, all finished. Yes, those are oval jump rings. I only use oval jump rings, Tina. So there is our bracelet. As you can see, we have an opposite direct place with our jasper and our beads. There is a little bit of space between the two. I think I got it the right way to have the longer one at the bottom. Let's see. Now see, maybe I didn't, because now it's saying they're a little bit smaller, and that's fine. So there's our bracelet all finished. And it matches. Come on, baby, go over there. Pliers didn't want to go into place. So there's our bracelet. And here is our necklace. So we can compare, show you what they look like together. So there's the necklace from yesterday, bracelet from today. So we still have about 20 minutes, it looks like. Wow, I'm a lot faster than normal today. So now I need to decide how I want to make earrings, if we're going to make some earrings. there's our bracelet and our necklace. And we could just do regular, how do you want to call them? Let's put some more of these beads in here so we have some variant of color. We could make like a loop, though I don't think that these would fit on wire. They're tiny. I'm not sure I could get them. Oops, I have a jumper right there. I'm not sure I could get those on any wire if I was to make them into a hoop. This would be the smallest size I'd want to use, and this is 20 gauge. Let's try it and see if one of these would go on here. I do have one right here. Oh my, they will go on. Well, then maybe we'll just make us we'll just make some hoops. How's that sound? And I think if we make some hoops, we'll want them to be relatively big, and we'll do this a section like this. Ah, sorry you have to go, Andrea. We'll see you later. Now, see, I generally get my oval jump rings from Randy, and she does a pretty good job of getting good ones for us. I have never had a problem with oval jump rings. If they don't close right up, I do know how to get them to close the same way. It would be the same way as I'd use on rounds. I don't like rounds because the ovals, because of gravity, because the split is in a long side, they will generally, here I'll show you with this one. See how the splits right here in the side? If this was round, a lot of times these will roll around and find where the wire is, and then they'll work their way out. I've had that happen before when I used to just use rounds. So now I just use ovals because the oval stays on the side here, the break. And I don't have to worry so much about it sliding around and the pieces coming out. You do have to make sure they're closed. I have to make sure they're closed with any jump ring because, well, I don't like an open jump ring. And sometimes you get an open jump ring if you're not careful. So I always try to make sure they're closed. And really, that's one of my pet peeves is jump rings that aren't closed all the way. So, and if they do come open on you, we're going to have to put this to the side while we're working on these. You can, if they do not close all the way, you can take, and when you, do I have an open one around here somewhere that I ended up not using? Let's see. Well, I don't see one, so we'll just grab one from out of my box here. And we'll open it and make sure it doesn't close quite right so that we can work it. So here's a big one so we can see what we're doing. And you can see the splits right here, this side. And then when you open it, of course, you do the twist. But when you come back, sometimes they don't, this one went perfect, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they leave a gap. See, I left a gap purposefully there. Can you see it? And if that happens, take your 2 pliers and then just with a light forward pressure, just work it back and forth until you hear it go scrape. Just did. And then I'll push across it, like the bridge like that to make sure they're side by side. And there we go, it's closed properly again. So that is my advice if you have one that you're not happy with because it's open too far. Now I'm going to cut about think I'm going to cut 6 inches of wire if we don't need that much. Well, 5. 5 should do it. And this is 20 gauge German style wire. I'm going to cut 2 5-inch pieces. Now these are my double cutters that Heather gave me. I love these things because you don't have to worry about the other side having this sharp edge because it just cut it off right as one piece. So it's great. So now I'm just going to take and push these 2 wires together, slide down till I get to the bottom, and then cut the second one at the same spot. So here's my 20 gauge wire. Put this back where it belongs so I don't lose it. Sorry, penchant for putting everything away properly. So here's our 2 pieces of wire. We're going to now form those into circles. This is my wire mandrel. And because I want a relatively good sized one, I'm going to just sort of work it around the base piece here. And see, they're not coming even here. So just push this one further until they're more even, and then you can push them down to make it more rounded. I'll do the same with this one. This one needs to be the one going down more. There they go. Now, as you can see, these are way close, and I'm going to need room to make a loops. So we're going to put it back on here, and we're going to bring it smaller. It just looped a little bit, but not too much. But we'll always can adjust those. So now that I've got the circular part done, I'm going to take my steel block. We're going to put these on here, and then I'm going to take my nylon hammer, and I'm just going to work harden them a little bit. And this is going to let them keep the memory of of this loop here. Because let's face it, it's not going to want to keep it once we start putting beads on and such. So then we're going to have to reshape it back to the loop, and that's all right because we just gave it memory of being in this loop. Hey, Sid. So then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our bell making pliers and we're going to turn one end. We don't want both ends turned because we have to put our beads on. So we're going to just turn one. And I turned that just a little too far. So I'm going to take my pliers and squish it down into place. And we'll do the other one as well. I'm going to leave these out because as soon as I get the beads loaded, I'm going to want to do some more. So what I'm going to do is put on this section right here. And I'm debating if I want the little tiny seed beads at the top. Well, get over here so I can get a different section. There we go, like so. We want them sort of like that. And I'm not sure I want that top layer of seed beads, but we might put like 1 or 2 just so, you know, it's there. So, oh, we need our daisy spacers too. Now, personally, I love making these little hoops. I think they're fun, and they have character, and you get more to them than just regular stick style earrings. So I'm just going to put a couple of the seed beads on. Yeah. Then we'll put the 2 daisy spacers. Now, hopefully, since I didn't check these won't give us any headaches about, I dropped something, not even sure what it was, about going around. Sometimes they will. That one's great. Didn't give me any problem whatsoever. Come on. There we go. Now, German style wire is a medium temper as opposed to a soft, so that is something you need to think about when working with them. Up you go. There we go. And I like it for things like this because it being a medium rather than soft, it holds its shape better. So 1, 2, 3. Now some of these obviously have slightly bigger holes. See, these little shinier brown ones don't want to go on, and that's fine. Okay, there's the 5. And then we want 2 here. And now we need to get out our jasper. Now for these, I'm probably going to want some of the smaller hunks. So you go up there. Ooh. 5 inches may not have been enough. I may need to take off this stuff right here at the top because it's looking like this is, even though this looks like it's hitting the middle, it's not, because we have to make the loop on this side. So this one's hitting the middle, but as soon as we go over to any others, it's not. So what we're going to want to do is either get extremely small jasper, like flats almost, or we got to take off these things here at the very top here. And I think we're going to have to take those off. So we'll have to push everything back off and get those pieces out of here. And we'll just start with this bead. Come here. Stop. And I probably will still want small pieces of jasper. These will have to go all the way up here. Now 2 and the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now you see where the jasper's going to sit would be right here, and we should have enough room for our loop up there. So I still want smaller pieces. Oop, come here, you. This one here. Come on, all the way up. There we go. Yeah, I think that'll be much better. So now we get our daisies again. And then our seed beads again. I think we probably have just enough for our turn there. Maybe a little bit more than we need, but yeah, we have just a little bit more than we needed, and that's fine. Better a little bit of space than not enough. Oh, actually, it could have turned just a hair's breadth more. There we go. And now we will have to bring these two ends back together, and we'll just do it by just pushing like so. Oops, this one went a little bit extra. So they're relatively close for when we put our hooks and things on. So there we are. So then we'll do the same on this one over here. So there's our first earring. We'll need a few more daisy spacers. We may be fine on those. And I will want smaller. So I think we'll go with this one, and this one. The rest can go back in the bag. So we're going to start with one of these. Daisy. And I am going to need obviously a few more daisies because, well, we're right here at our seed beads. Come on, let's go on. Yep, that's the 5. Now these guys. Up and over. We do need some more of our daisies. Bye, Georgina. Have a nice day. We'll see you tomorrow if you come on tomorrow. And I'll have to decide what I'm going to make tomorrow because I'm not sure. Haven't made any decisions on that. If there's anything anybody would like me to make, let me know, please. One more. Turn our loop. They look pretty good. So now we just have to put the jump rings on to finish them up. Now we're just gonna use these jump rings to put things together. So put one on each of our loops. Now some people like to just turn these loops sideways so you only have to use one jump ring to put them all together, and you can do that. That works actually pretty well. I personally just like to do them this way. These are stainless steel lever back ear wires. And there is our first earring all finished that matches our set here. There we are. Earrings are finished now too. So we have our necklace. Come here, necklace. Earrings and 2-strand bracelet. All finished. Thank you, Kimberly. You see coffee and cream. So there we are, all finished. I think they turned out really nice. We still have 3 beads left of the smaller size and quite a few of the larger size. This was our clasp here. I'm not sure what I did with the baggie for this. Well, I'll just put them in with the bigger since there's only 3 left anyway. Get everything out of our way so we can see things better here. There's our necklace, the earrings, and our bracelet. Fall, yeah. This set would definitely work for fall. It's nice and it's got the browns and the gold tones of fall items. So yes, I agree it would work for fall quite nicely. Oh, Brandy, it's good to see you. Hope you like the set that I made with the lovely beads that you sent me. I think it turned out pretty nice. We have a double strand bracelet. Now, when you're wearing it, it'll fall like this so that they go opposite each other, the pattern. See how that works, like that. And then, of course, we have our hoop earrings. Now, if I'd given myself a little more wire, I would have put a few seed beads up here on the top too. I had started to do that, but then I realized they weren't going to fit and took them off. And then, of course, we have our necklace. So I think the set turned out pretty cool. You got to go to the store and get yourself some Pepsi, huh, Kimberly? Well, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I'm glad you love them. Got tons of the chips left. Could make a whole necklace with just the chips. We'll have to decide what to do with those. So I think this set turned out pretty nice. I like it anyway. I hope everybody else does. So, oops, can't see the bottom of this one. I pulled it off screen. There we go. So. So anyway, let's turn up. Ta-da. Come on, turn up. Oops, flipped it back the other way again. I want to do that. So anyway, our necklace, which we made yesterday. Ta-da. I think I really like how this bead added to it. This is the only things I added other than the spacers from the things that from my stash. Everything else, like I say, other than this, well, the beading wire, the spacers, and the lobster claw were all What would I charge for this set? Ooh, I don't know. I would have to give it quite a bit of thought because, like I say, most of these beads were a gift. So I have no idea what they cost. I'd have to do a guesstimate. Um, so I do know what these would cost here as in the spacers since I purchased those myself and all the findings. But as far as all the beads are concerned, I probably would charge, oh, let's see. Um, Probably, at a guess, I would say that each of these fire polish were probably 15 cents and these might be 10. That's what I'd give them anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 6 plus 4, 2. And then, like I say, the red jasper is anybody's guess. Little seed beads are not expensive, so I'd say probably, just 2 cents for each side here. So, and then the spacers are 2 cents a piece. I know that for a fact. There's 12 of them, so that would be. And then our lever back is 35, and our jump rings are 4 cents a piece. So, and the wire is 32 cents a foot, and I used so about 15 or 16 cents for wire. And then we need to times this by 2, and then I would, so it comes to 342, and then I would do either the times 4 then, or I would do the times 2 plus my time, which is I charge $30 an hour. And these probably took me, well, between the two, it's almost a quarter after. So these probably took at least 20 minutes, so about $10 per time. So at 342 times 2 plus 10, we're looking at about, we'd look at 1684 for the earrings, and I'd probably even that up to 18. And then if I went the other way, times 4, like I do sometimes, then it would only be 14. So they're somewhere in the range of 15 to 18 for the earrings. And those would be the least expensive part of these because they've got the least amount of stuff on them. So let's say 15 for the earrings. Probably want to double that for the bracelet. And then let's see. Little bit more for the this bead is 30 cents itself, and then these are about 20 cents a piece. So I'd say probably about 45 for the necklace plus 30 for the bracelet plus 15, so about $90 for the set. So I'd probably, I that's a guesstimate, and I might actually want to go up to like 100 for the set. But so yeah, I'd probably charge about 100 for the set. So 30 for the bracelet, say 15 for the earrings, and another 55 for the necklace. And that's if I were selling it to you hand to hand. Now, if I put these in my Etsy shop, I'd have to add to that because of we'd have to add, since I always call it free shipping, it's not technically, because I add some money in um, for shipping. So this set would probably cost more than what I usually ship at, which is about $5 or $6. And I would be willing to bet it's probably 6 or 7 for shipping for this, because there's 3 pieces. So of course you've got more weight, and I'm going to have more boxes in my envelopes. And then of course I have to have the boxes and the envelope, and um, my time and effort, and to put everything all together into shipping, and getting it to the post office and everything. So I'd probably add another 10 even for if I put it into my shop. So hand to hand, $100. In my shop, $110 for the whole set. So anyway, ladies, I think we're going to go. It's a little over a quarter after the hour, and we've been on for, as usual, over an hour. So we got our earrings, we got our necklace, and we got our bracelet. So there's the bracelet again, the earrings, and of course, our necklace. So set is finished. I hope you guys enjoyed making them all with me. I think they turned out very pretty. I like them a lot. So there we go. So I'm going to go for now, and we will see you. We'll see the members later on this afternoon. And the rest of you that are not members, I'll see you tomorrow morning. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.